Welcome back to the Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. Last time we completed a hidden side quest over at the Nebel Tower and helped Professor Alba once more, and now let's go ahead and turn that one into the guild. Okay, no rank up from that unfortunately. So, what are we going to be doing in this part? Well, I could proceed on with the plot, except I don't want to put off these two for much longer, and we can take care of them both in the same trip. Yes, that means there is going to be 3 straight parts of side quests, but don't worry, that means that it's pretty much going to be straight plot from now until the very end of the chapter. So for that bear claw survey, we were told to see the pharmacy at the market for more details on where the bear claws could possibly be found. Now, I'm pretty sure you don't actually have to do this conversation, but it does help narrow down where you can search, though I have already kind of spoiled where they are. There are actually only 2 places in this entire region we haven't really been to yet, so there is definitely a process of elimination there, but I mentioned that it's in the same place as the other quest, and well, the other quest makes it pretty obvious where we'll be going. So yeah, we remember bear claws from the Mistwald in Rollins. Bear claws were actually a real flower, by the way. Yeah, finding your own source would definitely help you gather them more easily, depending on where it's safe to go. Humid locations. So this conversation isn't really all that helpful, but it turns out Nebel Valley is the one place in this region we need to go. Ah, okay, I can either open up this slot on Estelle, or save up a little bit more Fire Seepeth for one more slot on Joshua. However, yeah, I actually think this might be useful going forward. Let's get that. That leaves Estelle with only one more slot to open. The good thing about Estelle is that her slots are pretty cheap to open as well. Okay, so you might be wondering why I haven't actually gone ahead and healed up that missing EP for Estelle. There is actually a heal point in Nebel Valley. Anyway, I'll see you when I'm there. Okay, here we are, North Nebel Valley. Now, before we head in there, I'm going to do a little bit of modification of my stuff. Okay, I have 2 people with fire quartz. I can afford to give fire to F1, I might as well. Also, okay, I have 2 lighters. I've got 1 on you, and I might as well... Okay, I've got 1 on Joshua as well. So I only have 2 of these. They're very cheap. I could easily buy a 3rd for Estelle, but some of the enemies in here actually drop lighters, so I wanted to at least try and show that off. You want lighters before going in here, because we're going to be fighting a lot of ice-based enemies in here. Kind of weird for an area with high humidity, but still. So this is Nebel Valley. There's no map, and it can be a bit confusing at first. However, this place is actually incredibly linear. It's split into 2 distinct paths, neither of them cross over with each other. And there's something specific to do on each path, so I'm going to go ahead and take on the right-hand path first. Because this path well, the left path leads to the Nebel Valley monster, while the right path makes it easier to find the bear claws. So okay, we have an ice pecker. Yeah. Less said about that, the better. I feel like I could probably just go all out with arts at this point, because like I said, there is a heal point in here, and we're going to be quickly approaching it. There are actually 3 reasons why I went the right path first. 1 is the bear claw, 2 is there's a chest this way. There are 2 chests in Nebel Valley. Is that a lighter? Yep, that's why I didn't need to buy a 3rd one. It's pretty likely you'll get at least 1 drop. I guess preventing blinds, fine. I kind of wanted to show off what free status looks like, so yeah, that's kind of a shame. But yeah, there's a chest this way, there is the bear claw, and there's also the heal point. The heal point's kind of unique. Anyway, we have white Insectos. These ones aren't really all that strong. You don't really need arts to take them down. Oh wow, you actually were in range. Yeah, the enemies here might be a little easy for us at this point, but if you go in Nebel Valley the first time you possibly can, it can be a pain. Okay, now this area might look a little complicated, but it's really not. The left-hand path leads to a dead end.
We're good to go.
And it's the right-hand path that we'll be taking first. Yeah, don't worry about the enemies that you can observe from down there. We'll be getting to that place later. Like I said, this area may look confusing, but it's actually really not. Well, once you know how to navigate it, that is. Anyway, I'm kind of ignoring the obvious here. This cabin. This cabin contains a free heal points, but the one at Vert Bridge is a lot more convenient. It's a little closer, you don't have to go this deep into Nebel Valley to find it. But the real reason why I came here is if you talk to Welmer over here, twice, you have the option to share a meal. 8 a Baden potluck, and learn the recipe for it. But look at Joshua's HP meter. Yeah. However, his CP looks pretty decent right now. So, a Baden potluck is kind of a strange meal. Requires, 2 types of pepper, aged miso, firefly fungus. Question mark, question mark, question mark. It can reduce your HP to 1, but that doesn't really matter here because there's a free heal point. But it does restore CP. Okay, well, after getting attacked by one of these... Okay, so yeah, I mentioned this with the rock peckers, we never actually got to see them do this. They have this ability where they go to sleep for a few turns, and when they wake up, they get a strength buff. Unless you wake them up ahead of time. That was another lighter, wasn't it? Yep, well, at least that means once we get a 4th party member again, we have them covered for ice immunity. Okay, looks like those, Insectos can inflict Seal. And level up on both of them, nice. But I will have to go back and heal because of Shara. And while I'm here, I forgot to show this before, you can buy Red Tail Soup here if you want. You can also buy a lot of these. I actually love the naming of this item here. The item to cure Mute, which is basically the equivalent of Silence in this game, is insulating tape to repair a faulty orbment, which is a pretty nice touch. Okay, so for real this time, let's head this way. And yeah, a lot of these... I'm not even going to say that enemy name, because it sounds like an innuendo. But anyway, this is a new thing we haven't fought before. Only one, though. Snow Mantis. Freeze prey with a single swift attack. It's actually funny, wasn't there, like, an ice-praying mantis, for Smoggon's Create a Pokemon project? I think that was the first one they did. Was kind of funny because they designed it to be like a Garchomp counter, quote-unquote, and then it turned out to be a terrible Garchomp counter. If there's anything that's... Oh, yeah, here we go. This is what I was thinking of. This bear claw is pretty well hidden. There we go. Yeah, I knew it was near this area, but I thought it was near the house. So there are actually several bear claws in here. This is only one of them. Oh, you only messed it up a little bit. Granted, I think both of those are written exactly the same in Japanese. Well, they do say your brain doesn't stop growing until, like, 30 or something. But, yeah, what I was saying about that Smoggon thing is that, yeah, if there's anything that the Smoggon Create a Pokemon project proved, it's that you can never predict how successful a Pokemon will be competitively, no matter how good its stats are. There are tons of Smoggon Create a Pokemon projects that turned out either way better or way worse than they were supposed to. Like, I think, ironically, the most successful one was, like, let's make a decent partner for a good but underutilized OU Pokemon to propel that OU Pokemon into the spotlight. And, like, I think the original plan was to create a partner for Togekiss. I think this was Voodoo, the Pokemon they created, which was actually kind of a cool concept. And I think the idea was to create a partner for Togekiss, and in the end, they ended up actually creating a partner for Zapdos instead. So they were like, well, I guess it works, just not in the way we thought. Tricolor rice. Okay, I don't see how you can get that from a praying mantis, but oh well. And the reason why I'm still following down this path is there's one more thing for us to get here. Hi there, Ice Mantis. Whoa, I just barely avoided running between the sectors here. Yeah, right here, this thing. Strager R. You've taken everything from me. Everything! Well, might as well give those to Estelle. She is the Strager fangirl of this group after all. But I want to show what's up here. Nothing. Just a flat wall. Let's leave. I think I'll just cut back to the house, heal, and then show the other path of this place. Okay, so here we are back at the fork in the path. Let's head this way. So, on this half, which leads to the Nebel Valley monster, there are these things. This thing is a giant foot. Slightly weak to fire, but a lot of HP, and it's pretty durable as well. Said to exist before the Great Collapse, wow. So, yeah, these things I believe can also freeze you. Let's, I guess, go for a quick turn. Yeah, they're really durable. The reason why I'm fighting this thing, it's kind of weird, its face looks a little bit more spider-like than Bigfoot-like, but the reason why I'm fighting it is because they can drop HP 2 quartz, just like the Wisdoms, but from my experience, they have a better chance of dropping HP 2 quartz than Wisdoms do. They are very slow, though, as you can see here. We're getting a lot of turns against them. They hit decently hard, but not, like, spectacularly hard or anything. It does have an Ice Breath attack, but it hasn't really used it yet. There we go. And nothing.
Let's move.
As you can see, though, there is a chest over there. Also, yeah, we got a sneak preview. That right there, that is actually the monster we're looking for. So, we're gonna have to take a pretty roundabout way to get it. But like I said, this area is actually really linear once you know how it works, but it doesn't seem that way at first glance. I'm gonna save my EP for that fight, because I'm gonna need it for that. I'm definitely gonna need it for that. This isn't really that hard of a side quest monster fight, but I still, you know, want to be cautious. Nothing again.
We're good to go.
I mean, we'll be able to synthesize the HP 2 quartz later, so it's not the end of the world if we don't get one during this chapter, but it does help. Okay, continuing up this path. Hi, you noticed us even with your back turned. Yeah, it's funny, the Smog and Create a Pokemon project, I still find that really interesting thinking back on it. Oh, right, you plus multiple other enemies is not a good combination. It's kind of interesting, these things are resistant to wind, technically, but winds, like, aerial is still a good method of crowd control against them. Yeah, it does about as much damage to them as fire does to the giant foot. I felt kind of bad that I'm not showing off what Freeze does, because Freeze in this game is actually pretty interesting in how it works. But I guess if we're not seeing it here, I can kind of describe it. So, in this game, Freeze prevents you from moving like most games that it's in, but also, every time it comes around to your turn while you're frozen, you take slight damage. I really like that because most RPGs follow what TV tropes would call harmless freezing, where your character can be encased in a giant block of ice and be no worse for wear at all. In this game, they actually do accurately depict that being frozen in a giant block of ice will make you die of hypothermia pretty quickly. You're getting a lot of heal turns. Right. Actually, this could be something that I can cancel, because you know how this says cancelling arts and crafts, and I mentioned earlier that, generally speaking, there aren't a lot of crafts you can cancel because most of them don't have any charge-up time? This one does, and I think I can actually cancel this. Yes, I did! That sound effect means I cancelled it. And, right, neither Estelle nor Joshua have any cancelling attacks. However, I can force you out of the critical turn before you use that. This is the Ice Breath attack, by the way. Yeah, see, if you can't outright cancel something, delay can help, well, delay the inevitable. I still don't have any HP 2 quartz. Okay, there's two different paths here, but this one leads to nothing. Okay, then. Like I said, this area is very linear once you know how it works. It's kind of a cool concept, though, an area that looks really complicated at first glance, but actually isn't. That's kind of true of most, this is completely unrelated, but that's kind of true of most Metroidvanias now that I think about it. There's so many people who are like, oh, Metroidvanias are so free and open, but really they're not. Like, to me, Metroidvanias are incredibly linear, it's just that you don't really notice that. They follow the formula of, you know, you can go anywhere, but everywhere but one path will be blocked off by something that requires a power-up. Then you get that power-up on the one path you can go down, then you can go down one other path and rinse and repeat. But anyway, we have this thing right here. Let me just quickly check my tactics before I go in. I think my... Actually, let's spread out a little bit in this fight, because this thing does have some AoE arts, and although morale might be useful too, let's actually take that back and start bunched up. Anyway, let's fight. So, this thing here is Master Cryon, which sounds like some kind of obscure supervillain name. Yeah, rarely sighted in elevated regions it inhabits. Uses water-based arts, aka ice-based arts. This is one of those games where water and ice are the same thing. So, yeah, it is weak to fire. It also is surrounded by a bunch of boiled Egger Gs as well as boiled Egger Rs. The boiled Eggers are resistant to wind, but once again, aerial is still pretty effective crowd control against them. I like to take out the boiled Eggers quickly. Except I don't think many of them are... No, I can Hellgate one and still get the Master Cryon. Yeah, I guess I will do that. Yeah, Master Cryon really only attacks by trying to cast arts. This battle usually just tends to be like an arts versus arts fight. Huh, nobody's targeting Estelle, that's really strange. Okay, I might actually have to S-break with someone here, because I don't want the Master Cryon getting a quick turn with its art. Okay, use Flare Arrow, and I'm gonna steal your crit turn. I suppose I'll go for the big one. And, you know, since this is a critical, I guess I'll show this animation off. Yeah, this is a really weird-looking enemy, but it looks kind of cool, honestly. That actually killed it, didn't it? Yep! Okay, another Flare Arrow. Yeah, see, I mentioned earlier that the second tier fire spell is not that great for a TP cost. That's Flare Arrow. It's a lot weaker than the single targeting second tier spells of most other elements. But it is easier to get the ultimate combination for. Of course, its enemies don't obey ultimate combinations, it doesn't really matter. Like, the fact that it is easier to get the ultimate combination for doesn't really matter in this instance. All that matters is that it's weaker, and, well, yeah. That's good for us. Okay, no, those two aren't close enough to Hellgate. Can I... No, yeah, see, I said before that Flicker is kind of not great with its hitbox. Oh no, I have blinded a primarily magic-using enemy. I might be able to just barely catch you in that, but no, I'm going to instead... Yeah, I'm just going to aim aerial for them. Yeah, they're both going to be dead before they get a chance to cast. Yeah, even on my test run of this game, which was on Nightmare, I didn't have much trouble with this fight. It's not really all that bad. You know what else I think Master Cryon sounds like? Like the name of, like, something from a line of child's action figures from the 90s. Olive oil and gummy eyeball. An exterminated monster, but we actually want to go a little bit further than that, because we have a chest here. Katars. Katars. I feel so empty. That's a weapon for Joshua, so one more for our weapon count, and also a little bit more strength for him, which is nice. But there's actually a really sneaky thing here. If you rotate the camera, there's actually a cave through here. And if we follow the cave, through this cave, we get another bear claw. I think this is how you're supposed to find the bear claw in Nebel Valley, since it's a little out of the way. But there's another one over on the right-hand path. Anyway, now that we have both chests, we've defeated the Master Cryon and found the bear claw, that's all that we can do in here, except try and get an HP 2 quartz drop from the giant foot. Actually, wait, I was going to go back to the house to heal, and then I realized, well, why am I even going to risk that? I should just go to Vert Bridge to heal. Specifically where I was going with that Master Cryon thing is it sounds like, I don't know if many people remember this, but LEGO had a lot of different, like, Technic sort of action figure style lines before they finally found the hit with Bionicle. They had, like, I don't know how many people remember this. They had, like, Slicers and then Robo Riders, and then I think there was one other thing, and then there was Bionicle, which was finally the success they wanted. And Master Cryon sounds like the name of one of those. Okay, so here we are back in Bose, and I believe we need to talk to this guy just to show him where bear claws grow. Yes, we have! Took care of something else too on the way. Not really all that much this quest, world-building wise. I guess we learned a little bit more about bear claws, but I should mention, you actually never need to go to Nebel Valley during the course of the story. I mean, I guess you technically do, but, well, at least the part of Nebel Valley that we explored. So anyway, bear claw survey, Nebel Valley monster, and that's a rank up, finally. And with that, this is actually why I wanted to do these before getting on with the plot, because that will give us the Petrify Quartz. So, Petrify is, like Blind, a status ailment quartz. So, now that I have a second status ailment quartz, I mean, I technically could have had one if I got luckier during the Josette fight and got a poison drop, but anyway, I guess I just want to show something. So, you can't have multiple status ailment quartz on the same character. But Petrify is an Earth Elemental Quartz that provides 3 Earth energy and gives your physical attacks a 10% chance of petrification. Petrification is kind of crazy in this game. Enemies that are petrified are basically dead. They can't move at all, I don't think it ever wears off, and anything that hits them, physical or magical, is instant death. So, yeah. Petrify on anything that isn't immune is pretty much an I win button, so I like giving it to Estelle because she can use Petrify plus Hurricane, which can be kind of fun sometimes. But Petrify is also amazing because you can do this. All you need is Petrify plus 1 Earth Elemental Quartz, and we have access to Earth Wall. So Earth Guard and Earth Wall are the same thing, Earth Wall is just the AoE version. I'll show how these work next time I can, because this is pretty much the single most broken art in the entire game. And it's very easy to get and only costs 30 EP. So, yeah, that's pretty much all we can do at this point. There is technically another side quest, but it does require us to go to the bar and talk to Niall first, and that's quite a long cutscene, so I'd rather show that next time. That side quest is not very long, I can take care of it on the way to plot progress anyway. So next time we will be progressing with the main story, so I'll see you then.